Ferrari's doing exactly what they've been doing for the last since 2000, since Braun left. It's what they've constantly been
Okay.
doing. If something doesn't work, their first point of action is let's chop off the head. Or sorry, give me a second. Give me a second. It's
You all
their
right? See, see Ferrari, I blame you for this shit. You got my man's over here frustrated as hell, man.
I should have worn a yellow top instead of red.
Yeah, right.
I should have worn
Like,
a
yeah, that's
yellow. Yeah, but
right.
I mean, it's in their DNA. It's what they've been doing since forever. Since, as I said, since Braun, since the four-headed horseman left, which was Braun, Michael, Luca, and Jean Todt left Ferrari. It's just been a downward spiral ever since. And we've had this conversation before, and I've said I think the problem with Ferrari is they're just too Italian. They need to be more diverse, and I don't mean diverse in terms of um, genetics, male,
Right.
female, whatever. It's more diverse in terms of nationality. And I think this is one of the problems that they face with this is being one of the 10 teams in Formula One, only two aren't based in mainland Europe, in the UK, and that's themselves and AlphaTauri. So to get
Okay.
the top people moving to Italy, moving away from their families and friends and all of that, it's going to be a challenge for them. So they tend to find 99% of the staff at Ferrari are Italians, so, and they've got that mindset. It's just that Italian way of doing it. It's similar to like Honda, because Honda, they don't really like anybody from outside coming in and helping
Hmm.
them fix the problem because for them it feels like it's somewhat demeaning. It's beneath them now because we're that good. But it's gotten
Right.
so bad, I'm kind of diverting a bit. It's gotten so bad for Honda, especially in MotoGP, that they're now using outside help to help them fix their bikes because this past season they've commissioned Calix. Calix is
Hmm.
the manufacturer that chassis manufacturer that builds most of the winning chassis in Moto 2.
Motor.
So they've commissioned them to come in and help them to try and get them back on track. But in Ferrari's case, it's just they're just stuck in their ways. And Binotto getting fired or resigning wasn't really much of a surprise to me. And in some ways, I'm I think he should have been fired. And I say that on the basis of the things that he said throughout the year. You know, when he came out and said their main target this year was just to be competitive, and they've achieved that. And for them, that's good enough. I'm like, are you for real, dude? You've got an
Uh,
opportunity here to to win a championship. You're telling me you couldn't change your mindset from, okay, we're competitive. Now let's try and win this goddamn thing. You know what I mean? But they've just made mistakes after mistakes. They've gotten out developed by Mercedes and forget Red Bull. They've been out developed by Mercedes. Mercedes was starting the
right.
100-meter race 200 meters behind, and they caught them up, and I think they've outdeveloped them throughout the year. You know, and
Right.
for that to happen in an era where it's cost cap and all these restrictions and limitations, that shouldn't have happened. And they should have kicked on from the start in the season that they had, but they made mistakes. Charles made mistakes. The whole entire team just seems dysfunctional. You listen to the sorry, you listen to the each race weekend the strategies. Are we going to go plan G, plan F? It's like they're just going through the whole entire 26 letters in the
Wow.
alphabet.
See.
You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
let's just go through the whole alphabet and just say that's a strategy and so on. It just seems it's just a dysfunctional team that just. And I thought on that basis alone, he should have been fired because you're not serious. You've got an opportunity now. It's probably your best
Right.
opportunity you've had since 2018. They sacrificed. Because they sacrificed the 2020 and the 2021 season preparing for this season. And then
Right.
you come into this season, you started with a bang. Red Bull had two DNFs in the first three races. Charles had a 40 something point lead. And for him to lose by 140 odd points tells
Crazy.
you how badly, because you're talking about that's when you work it out, that's that's basically a 200 point swing in Max's favor. 200 points swing is it 25 points per win. So
Yes.
that's 20, what's that? 4, 5, 20.
You're talking
My
as far as
math is off.
wins.
So that's like what, 10,
It's like
10 races?
10. Yeah, it's
That's
10
like
wins each.
10, 10 races. That's a 10
Right.
race swing in Red Bull's favor and Max's favor. And
No,
you're
it's
like,
25 point. That's eight race win.
eight race wins.
Yep.
So that shouldn't be happening. And then remember he came out after the summer break and said, "There's no reason why we can't win the remaining 10 races." They didn't win
Right.
a single one. Mercedes won more races than them in the final 10 races of the season.
Right.
And Mercedes literally outscored more points than them over those final 10 races of the season. You're like, nah, on that basis, I think he should be fired. And I don't feel any way about it. But in terms of Ferraris, it's what they do. It's what they've always done. They don't have that structure where we've talked about this before. They don't have that winning spine. There's no one.
Right.
There's not that figurehead. And what you find is compared to when Luca de Montezemolo was in charge, he left Braun, Todd, and Schumacher and Rory Byrne to run the team. He didn't interfere with the decisions they were making or what they needed to do. But now this new guy who's running um, Ferrari Fiat, he's more involved. He's getting involved in the thing, and it just seems to be like nobody seems, one hand is talking differently to the other, and they're not communicating together, and it just seems a dysfunctional thing. And at some point,
Right.
something was going to give. Something was going to give. It's either Binotto resigned or they were going to fire him, or something. But the question
Which
now is
essentially is what happened when they just gave him a nice political way out.
exactly. So the question now is who you replace him with.
Right. That was going to be my next question.
You
So
know what I mean?
what would you say?
But who is out there that you can replace him with? Ross Brawn has pretty much said he's done with Formula One. He's not going to come back.
Okay.
Um, are they going to bring in Jean Todt to be team principal? Because I think once I don't know how the teams are going to react to him going from FIA president to go back into being team principal for Ferrari. But
Right.
does he want to do that? I don't think he wants to go back down that road.
I
Pardon
don't
me.
think so.
So you need someone. Ferrari needs someone with a backbone. With that steely attitude who's going to go in and get the job. But they need to be given time and they need to be given the space to do that job. Not have the board intervening all the time and you hear the board, the head of Ferrari talking, saying things about, undermining the leadership. So presently, it's a dysfunctional team, and I don't see any upside for Ferrari right now.
Thanks for watching another episode of Wolfpack Performance. Don't forget to check out some of my other content on Formula One and motorsports topics. Like, share, subscribe, and we go live on the weekends. See you soon.